I'm Justin Germain.
And I'm Ethan DeMuro.
And this is LaSalle Center.
Kicking off this week's show, we have our football coverage of our varsity victory over the Saratoga Blue Streaks.
After our football coverage, we have coverage of our soccer game and a look back on their season with Alexi and Coach Michelle.
We have a very special Coach's Corner interview this week with UAlbany football coach, Coach Gattuso.
We have another Maloney Sports Quote of the Week, and we have Franco time.
And now for our football report.
3 in a row, baby, let's go!
It's playoff time, but we're here at Waterville Elite as LaSalle's going to be taking on Saratoga. I'm Jake Perry.
And I'm Mike Carr.
And this is LaSalle Sports Network. LaSalle's recently faced Saratoga at the beginning of the season. Unfortunately, we came out of the game with a loss. Hopefully this time we're going to be coming out of there with a win. Mike, what do you think we got to do?
Last evening I actually had the opportunity to witness the cadets practice, and it appeared as if they added a couple interesting things to their playbook. And, as they've had all season long, they've been very determined, and they look like they're ready to, get the job done tonight. All season long, this team, they've continued to fight, and they haven't always had the results that they, been looking for. But tonight, I think it's, this is a moment that they've been waiting for since the moment their season ended last year. I think they'll certainly rise to the occasion. The defense has to continue to play the way they've been playing lately, and German area's got plenty of offensive weapons from Tyler Harwood, Bailey Haskin, and Kim Edmondson. So, those factors alone, I think if they play good D and utilize their offensive weapons, they should get the job done. What about you, Jake?
Well, we're out here on this field tonight. We're seeking for some revenge. We lost them in the first week. Hopefully we're going to come out of this with a win. This is the time for our seniors to come up and lead this team into a win. They've been practicing all season trying to get back so that they were able to beat this team. So with all the practice that they've been doing, I think that they have a pretty good chance of coming back and getting back to win against this team.
Absolutely. Their playoff run starts tonight, and now to the game.
Jello Beats, holla at me.
This ain't what that is. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Get some. Go, Dustin, go!
We're here at Waterville Elite as LaSalle's beating Saratoga 21-7. Mike, how do you think the game's been going?
I think it's been going great so far. The defense has really prevented Saratoga from really putting anything together on offense. Big interception by Justin Burke leading to a touchdown by DeKem. They forced a fumble. They've really been playing well.
This team has really been putting it on Saratoga easily. And big plays on defensive side of the ball. Bailey Haskins stopping the run well. Dan Facci, Joe Plan stopping the throws with Joe Germ all the way in the back, stopping the long throws. And then on the offensive side of the ball, Joe Germ's been making some really big plays, just bringing the ball downfield easily. Doc Hem, like you said, on the last drive, just bringing it right to the house, 20 yards out. And other than that, this game's just really been dominated by LaSalle. A little bit of a slowdown at the beginning of the second quarter, but we picked it back up for a 21-7 lead. So we're hoping for a good ending to this game.
This is the team we've been waiting to see all season, and they're definitely playing their best so far.
Where are your ankles? Where are your ankles?
Second him at the banner. We've been studying.
Baby, let's go!
We're here after the Saratoga win. We won 41-13. I'm here with Doc Ham Edmondson for another interview after the game. Doc, you had an awesome game with one touchdown. What were some of the keys to you getting in the end zone and running the ball well?
My keys were just following behind my line. They played well today. I mean, every time they play well, it just seems like I have a good game. So I just want to give props to them.
This is John Brennan with the LaSalle Sports Network. I'm here with Joe Germinario. Joe, great game tonight.
Thank you.
What were some keys to the successes?
I thought that we ran the ball very well. Bailey had a heck of a game. Tyler, Doc Hem. I thought a big turning point in the game too was Steve's fourth down conversion. That was huge for us, and that just jump-started everything else.
All right, thanks for joining us.
That's it?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, LaSalle. I'm Jared Bowman out here in Waterville, where the LaSalle Cadets just defeated Saratoga 41-13. With me after the game is Coach Trapp. So, Coach, crushing victory. What do you think were the main contributors to tonight?
Well, you know, our offensive line did a great job tonight compared to earlier in the season. We ran the ball well. We played great defense. You know, they couldn't handle our defense, and you know, we were outweighed on the line probably by 50, 75 pounds. Our kids just did a great job rallying to the ball and running the ball hard. You saw the running backs run the ball tough. We thought we could run the ball to the weak side on those guys, and we were able to do that. So I'm really pleased.
All right, we got a tough opponent next week. What do you think is going to need to happen?
Well, Shenenda Hoa, again, as I told the guys in the booth up there when they asked me the same question, I said, you got anybody up there that weighs 275? We're going to be outweighed again. Shen's a very good football team. We've got to play them up there at their place. That'll be a real challenge to us. But, you know, we've always been fairly successful playing Shen in the past, so I feel confident about us playing them.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on your win.
Thank
Back
you.
to you, LaSalle Center.
Now on the road with Coach's Corner at Bob Ford Field at the campus of Albany, here's John Brennan with Coach Gattuso.
This is John Brennan, and welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. With me is Albany football coach Greg Gattuso. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
Now, since this is your first year here, how has the transition been going?
It's gone very well. I think Coach Ford has, helped along in the beginning, but I think the kids have adapted and things are going very well right now.
All right, so now you guys have been playing very well. What do you attribute to that success?
I think we've got a group of hardworking kids that work hard and do their jobs, and they've got a tough day because they start early with lifting and class, and then they get practice. But they're very dedicated, and and they're they're working with the coaches really well.
Now, this week you're going to face New Hampshire, which is number 2 in the country. How are you preparing and anticipating that?
Just like we do every week. Nothing changes. We're just treating it like another game, which it is, and hopefully we can play, a full game this week.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us.
All right, great.
Back to you, LaSalle Center.
Good afternoon, LaSalle. I'm Justin Germain here with another pregame analysis with Bailey Haskin and Stephen Jordan. Thank you for coming. Now, you're preparing for your sectional semifinal game against Shen. It's a big game for you guys. What's the feeling like in the locker room?
Well, they're undefeated, and a lot of people are doubting us, but we feel pretty confident that we can win this game.
Yeah, we had a huge win last week against Saratoga, so we got to play like we did last week.
And what are you guys doing in practice to prepare for this huge game?
Well, we've made some trick plays in practice. We have to get past their line. The line is huge, so we got to balance the running game with some trick plays with passing. So it's going to be big this week.
Now, what do you really need to do to defeat the undefeated Plainsmen?
We need to stop their defensive push. Their D-line is very big. We need to stop their run game. They're much bigger than us, so I feel they're going to try to run up the middle. So if we stop that, we should be fine.
Also, we have to limit our turnovers and make sure we capitalize with their turnovers if we force it to happen.
All right, and that's all we have for today. Remember to come out at Shen, 7 o'clock Friday night. Good luck, you guys, and back to LaSalle Center.
The reason I chose LaSalle Products, I've actually been in the sport of swimming for over the last 30 years. I swam, I coach now, I presently coach, and I just like the small classes. The fact that you get like one-on-one. The instructors have been in the sport for a long time themselves, so they understand basically the art of swimming and what goes into that, all the characteristics and everything of what you have to put together in learning how to swim. I chose Excel Aquatics because I've seen other programs and how they do it, and I just don't like the class size. They're too big, or they're in the water way too long, and the kids lose interest. From what I've seen here, they're always jumping from thing to thing to thing, and it keeps the kids interested in working on those skills. That's why I chose Excel Aquatics.
Good day, LaSalle. This is John Brennan here. With me to discuss the soccer season is Coach Michelle and Nick DeLola. Coach, you guys had a great season this year. What do you attribute to that?
I sat here in the beginning of the year. We did the outlook, and during the outlook, I really kind of laid out a plan, if you will, to how the season was going to go, and it almost went, according to that plan. We knew that early on it was going to be shaky for us. We were, not returning the entire starting defense, so we needed to replace that. And ultimately, I knew that there would be some bumps in the road in that process. And really, one of the biggest things is that we just put guys into positions that they eventually got comfortable with. They learned. They really worked hard. And then offensively, we started changing some of the things that we were doing. We had several outstanding all-star players who really helped contribute on the field, and then off the field, I think our team chemistry was really, really good. We had a bunch of guys who legitimately were able to look at the guy next to them and say, hey, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to do everything that I can because I know you're going to do the same thing. And I think that really helped contribute to a successful season as well. And we learned, and when you're learning and you're having fun and you're willing to fight for each other, with each other, you're going to have a successful season.
Now, Coach, who are some of your key players this year?
We had a lot of guys that really contributed. It wasn't one guy who did everything. And I'm a big believer in the concept of team anyway. We sacrifice for the team. So the team in general really gelling the way that it did come together really helped. But we did have some guys who just went above and beyond. I think obviously Alexi, you think of Alexi and over 20 goals. It's one of the better goal scoring records in school history, I would have to imagine. Not the record, but probably up there with one of the greatest individual performances we had. Mike Blaber was a midfield general. Legitimately, you could say about Mike, every game that we played, no matter who we were playing, Colony in sectionals or Albany, Schenectady, CBA, that Mike might have been the best player on the field in terms with with the ball at the feet, creativity. So he's certainly someone that sticks out. And Alexi might not have had the goal scoring totals that he had without some of the passes that Mike gave, unlocking the defense. So definitely Mike, the man sitting next to me right here, had a very difficult task. He, along with Matt Pietro and Brock Eveleth, were not defenders before the season started, and I turned them into defenders. We moved them back and taught them how to play back there. And as soon as I made that change, we made that change one afternoon in practice. We just talked about it. We rolled that change out, and in our last 10 games, we went 7-1-2 back there. And there was a handful of shutouts, and I think we were talking about in practice one day that they went 4 or 5 games in a row without a goal being scored on them because of the change. So definitely the back line, Louis Chaffee, not somebody that many people would have thought major contributor going into the season because he was an unknown. We didn't know, given his experience, and I thought he did an outstanding job being a motivational and vocal leader for our team. Without Louis really pushing people on the field, I think we would have lost a little bit, and he certainly added to our success on the field. And, the entire senior class really helped out. Great group of individuals, and we had some young guys that we didn't expect to contribute, and that really helped out. Guys like David Hanlon, John Gordon, Ethan Tremblay as freshmen contributing. Nate Derrick and Tyler Graber really putting forth the effort. So those were our key players.
So Nick, tell us about the team's dynamics this season.
Our team chemistry was very good. We had a strong group of seniors that I think really led the way in setting that precedent. I think we played well and won some games because of that strong team chemistry, and I think more than anything we had a lot of fun together as a group. The whole team had a great time, which I think is the main goal in anything you do. So it was a good season in that respect.
So Coach, since you had a strong group of seniors this season, what are you going to do to rebuild the team for next season?
I'm going to channel my inner coach, Herman Boone from Remember the Titans right now, and say, you don't replace a Gary Bertier. No, you don't replace a group like these guys. You really don't. These are young men who were part of a major change in this program's success. A few years ago, we didn't have the success. And we were kind of at a transitional period where these guys, really, their work, their effort, the way they represented the program, they've helped restore the pride and tradition to this program. They're part of that change. And it's really difficult to think about having to replace these guys. I've been here for 5 years. This senior class has been here every step with me. And so it's a bit emotional to think about having to replace them. For me personally, because I've gotten so close to them, and they're great leaders. They're outstanding young men, and it's hard to replace that. What you try to do instead is get the young guys to emulate what they've done, to try to aspire to be like the senior class that we're losing. And that's all I've asked of the boys. We've done some exit interviews already, and that's really my thought process so far is we got to try to get you to be leaders like these guys have been this year. We are young, but we are going to be a very solid group of people, group of individuals next year. coming together to be that team that we want to. And we're going to work hard. We're going to start going. We do a team training camp every year at St. Lawrence University, so we're going to do that again, and really try to become a cohesive unit. That we have talent, a lot of talent on paper, but if we come together, really the sky is the limit for not only this season coming up, but the future of LaSalle soccer is in really good hands with the kids that we have coming up. Yeah.
All right, that's all we have for today. Back to LaSalle Center.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Good day, LaSalle. This is Mr. Maloney with this week's sports quote. This week's quote goes out to the LSI football team in their pursuit of victory on Friday night against Shen. The secret of winning football games is not working more as a team, less as individuals. I play not my 11 best, but my best 11, by Newt Rockney.
Is your son being challenged, motivated, and fulfilled at school? Do his teachers notice his struggles and achievements? At LaSalle Institute, our students are the center of everything we do. Individualized academic programs and dozens of athletic and extracurricular activities give our students endless opportunities to succeed. Visit our open house on November 5th. Meet our talented students, faculty, and coaches, and learn firsthand how we can help your son achieve his full potential. RSVP today at openhouse.lasalleinstitute.org.
Franchini with your modified and JV sports report. JV football finished with a 4-4 record after a 28-7 win against Schenectady. Modified soccer ended their season with a 3-9 record. They lost their last game against Schenectady. Now back to LaSalle Center.
And that's all we have for today, LaSalle.
Remember, tonight at 7, come out to Shen to support our cadets who play the Plainsmen in their semifinal game.
And for all of us here at LaSalle Center, I'm Justin Germain.
And I'm Ethan DeMuro.
Have a great weekend, cadets.